I'm sorry, I love to give you crap, but I think that's what's fun about casting with you. We give each other crap. And if I go too far, you'll just rip my arms off. Already the LG coming out of Hal here on the slash. As Cooler starting things up on the clutch, and he's not very healthy anymore either.
Yeah, a lot of lightning gun damage and running into the plasma trail, so forcing the clutch back off.
See, I thought clutch would actually be like really strong with the rocket launcher meta, because the rocket launcher is like the best weapon to synergize with the shield.
It is. It's just players are exceptionally good at playing around, playing to the weaknesses of these champions. And he has obviously a huge weakness in that when the shield is not up, nice rockets. When the shield is not up, you can be exploited massively. Yes, you're very quick, and yes, you can move around the map, but you can also be exploited given that you're the size of a house as well. No one can ever miss you.
We know what we need. You know what we need. Hopefully, like 04 is listening. Can we get a ZSX clutch skin?
I would pay that.
Just giant muscles. All right, we do see Machine Gun coming out here. Obviously, no rail to be picked up here. They're still going to be coming in with the rockets and again able to help control some sort of ground, picking up the mega health off the bat and the heavy armor up in just a few seconds. So Cooler already off to a strong start here against Hal.
Yeah, really strong start. But Hal hanging in there, has popped the Ghost Walk now, which means he needs to play a little bit defensive because the shield will be up at about 15 seconds per hour, or 20 seconds per hour now, so...
Now. Because he got a lot of time shards there, I guess.
Meaning Cooler has a big opportunity here.
Good bouncing, but again, the shield, like you
said.
Oh,
no, he's double hit it! Somehow he still gets the kill.
Oh, picks up the mega health too. Clutch v clutch now. It's Machine Gun. He's got, well, pretty much nothing to use now.
The panic hit on the ability there is not what you want to do.
Let's see what he's going to go about with this one now. Again, you mentioned like a really good point earlier on. These beefy, heavy champions. Yeah, you have a giant health pool, but when you take damage, it takes that much longer to rebuild it.
Exactly, and again, that's another weakness of clutching, that you're just so vulnerable when you're not on top of your opponent.
Luckily for Kula, though, I mean, he's got the stack to work towards him. Also has the champion advantage, most importantly, so Hal's going to be the one that has to change things up. 37 HP, and the LG is just all over him.
Great rockets. Cooler now also popping the shield just to get out of there alive in case a last splash damage came in, but not needed, and now technically wasted, so he's going to have to sit back. And as you can see, look how weak Cooler is. It's going to take him a good 30, 40 seconds to get up to a point where he even wants to show his face now.
Look at Hal, though. He's been sitting at 13 HP for about 20 seconds of time, finally able to pick up his first orb. To get some sort of health back. I don't think Cooler expected that, though.
No, Cooler anticipated that Hal would be a bit healthier as well, but it just meant that both of them couldn't push in at all.
Hal with the LG. He's got no rockets left, and going to see Cooler able to pick up rockets yet again. This is going to be a tough battle. Both shields have been popped. Hal finally getting rockets back out. Hits it direct. Looking for the second, but Hal has no HP to work with. And Cooler, again, doesn't really punish him for this one. Hal gets a nice little juke in there. Mixes some armor to boot, but now Cooler seems to spot him now and can potentially lock him down here.
Yeah, and Cooler playing the item game slightly better, so whenever they're coming into these engagements, even when it's a relatively even trade, Hal is always the one on the back foot.
True, as Cooler spelled his name with an 8.
He's getting all cool dude. He's going Gen Z.
I don't know what that is a reference of. I'm just gonna
laugh.
laugh.
That's like young generation.
Ah, okay. Still don't know what you're talking about. I'm old. Cooler gets a kill on the Hal, though. 3-0. And there you go. Strong start here for Cooler. Yeah. And honestly, a must-win match for him.
It was, again, comfortable. Cooler's playing the basics here, going in when he needs to with the shield, using that extremely well, backing off, collecting the shards as well. And when the shield wasn't up, what he was doing particularly well is he was securing the items. So he wasn't overextending. He was making sure that he protected the items and was able to maintain a very, very high stack. And Cooler's one of the best in the world at taking positions where he can deal damage and you can't touch him.
Shield comes out again, just completely cut off the damage that Hal can do and slowly burning him down here.
I think that was deliberate right there, the use of that beam. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that being used tactically. Because he was having 0 success with the shotgun, so just backed off and used the, I don't know what it's even called, the laser.
Like the most obvious name for what it was.
I wanted to call it lightning, but it's not really lightning gun, is it?
Oh, again, pushing back in with the LG. Look at the damage and how quick that came out for Hal.
And you can see the weakness there in that Slash able to take the pace up while Cooler didn't have the shield up, pushing him with the lightning gun, absolutely melting the garbage disposal.
That's your nickname for this event. Going for 5 takes of food. Look at this push though out of Cooler. That's a kill in the Hal. Force the fight and does tie things up here in terms of champions. It's gonna be Nyx versus Anarchy now. And Cooler just gliding, surfing, dancing around this map. And the Ghostwalk has been popped right away out of Hal.
Nice play by Cooler there.
Yeah, he tried, he rocket jumped to create some distance, right?
And also to take the armor so that Hal would be able to restack up.
Well, speaking of armor, heavy armor is going to be up here. Cooler's going to get around the map quickly enough to stop that one from being picked up. Again, maintaining that stack. And actually able to finally catch out Hal, who had 5 seconds left on his Ghost Walk. He'll be finished. And Cooler's now up a champion.
Cooler picking... Sorry, carry on. Cooler picking Anarchy.
Did you just tell yourself to carry on? Carry on.
I was talking to you. Cooler picking Anarchy is a sign of how much the champion message, if you want to call it that, has shifted. In that, around Quake time, I remember talking to him, and he was basically saying Anarchy is trash. So for him to go from that to picking it shows how much these players are taking into consideration the strengths and weaknesses. Oh, interesting.
Well, it's a lot of damage that Hal's taken, and it's going to be another frag coming through. Cooler's going to pick up another round.
Looks pretty chilled.
Cheeky little smile out of him. Is the camera on me yet? Is it on me? Hey.
He's got the weirdest keyboard positioning. Completely vertical.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in Counter-Strike who do that as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there's actually, I don't know if people do it in Quake Champions, but in CS, there's quite a few players, well, like 2, that's quite a few, who play inverted with the mouse.
Oh, quite a few.
So down is up and up is down.
Yeah, quite a few Quake players do that.
That just blows my mind, because that just takes a complete rewiring of the brain.
Well, that's how they were brought up playing, so it makes sense.
All right, well, it's going to be Clutch v Clutch to start things off on our 3rd round. Corrupt to keep. And shields will be up for both players now, but Hal's stack can be a little bit healthier. The LG just knocking each other away.
Both got the shield though, so it's kind of no overcommittal going in.
Shield v shield. Both of them connecting some decent damage with the rockets. Now the shield is now gone, but the thing is, Cooler's been able to get the position around the Mega Health, most importantly.
Yeah, just, again, a little bit of inexperience coming out from Hal there, in Cooler recognizing the timing and where he needed to be, and Hal just almost forcing himself out of position and backing away from the Mega Health.
That 36 damage on that rocket from that distance was something I think Cooler's going to be pretty happy about. Picking up those time shots. He has a shield yet again here, and Hal's still 15 seconds away. Hal's got to retreat.
Ooh.
And again, look at that damage. 15 HP left. And I think Hal should be able to win on this trade if he just keeps to focus this fight down. But he doesn't have the timing on the Mega Health since Cooler picked it up last time in the fight, last time in that engagement. And Hal's advantage that he just had is just completely slipped through his fingers.
Yeah, Hal's basics letting him down there.
Well, again, he's taking the items. He's not really accomplishing much off it, I guess, Cooler. But he's at least denying them away from Hal, most importantly.
This is the thing, is that Hal is on top, but he's not playing the item game whatsoever. There's no way Cooler should be getting either one of those items, but Hal is just not recognizing the advantage he has and the timing of the items. So
they both have shield up now, and Hal does have the health advantage. Doesn't have much LG ammo left though, 3. So to win this duel, I think it's going to be very difficult for him. He's going to hit a lot of rockets or a lot of shotgun blasts.
Yeah, he needs to get onto that lightning gun if he wants to win the next kind of duel, because Cooler's going to be able to push in, and Hal's had to now been forced to use the shield, giving Cooler a massive advantage. And I would expect Cooler just to push straight in now.
Yeah, again, no LG to use. It's all on rockets, and that shield's going to block all the damage coming through. And it's going to be Cooler finishing Hal off for another frag. Hal again back on the back foot. 1 champion left against the 3 of Cooler.
And look at Cooler's awareness. Straight across the map to pick up all 6 time shards. Nice.
Yeah, shield back up.
Exactly. It's already back up. And he's forced out the Ghost Walk as well.
Almost 40 seconds to go for Hal to have that back up again, and just the HP, the raw power of Cooler will be overwhelming, and he will get the first map in the series. He did a much needed map for Cooler, or a much needed win for Cooler here.
There's a good period of control, well, not control, good period of pressure in the mid-level, the mid-game there for Hal. But again, what we saw is that he wasn't capitalizing on it. So doing great damage to Cooler, forcing Cooler away, but then not taking any type of position to punish Cooler and allowing Cooler free reign of the items. So it's just need to rein it back in, take control of those items, and then hold strong positions. It's obviously very difficult to do, but that level of basics you need to execute well if you want to take rounds off these type of players.
I'm actually really confused.
Why?
Because we were on Corrupted Keep, right?
Yeah, so I'll kind of...
So our maps we were given of who chose what and when, it's going to be a little bit wrong. Yeah. So we don't know if we're going to Blood Run or Blood Covenant next.
Or Ruins.
Technically, or Ruins.
I don't know where we're going.
It's going to be one of those three maps.
Good analysis, Jason.
Yeah. Out of 4 maps total of the pool, with 1 already played, it's going to be one of the remaining 3. It's going to be our map 2
and
in the series.
we're going to see them pick 3 champions as well. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
we are on point today.
We're just killing it here. Well, Cooler, I mean, I always heard stories about Cooler, you know, prior to Overwatch when he did pick that up for a little bit of time when I was casting it. I always heard stories, but I never got to actually see him play much. I did get to watch back one of the VODs from an IEM event way back in the day between him and Rafa.
World Championship, I think.
Yeah, and it was like
10, 11.
it was like Rafa and Carmack were sitting there discussing, like going over the VOD together, and hearing how methodical Rafa of a player was.
Yeah, that was the World Championship. Yeah, I mean it's crazy how much thought process goes into these guys' games, and again, Quake Champions changes that somewhat with the introduction of champions anyway, and you have to recreate that thought process because the gameplay is completely different. But even still, the amount of thought that goes into. We are on Blood Covenant, which means that was
so. It was a typo. It was Blood Run should not be in there then, I guess.
Yeah.
Runes of Sarnath, if we do get to a 3rd map, will be the choice. We're seeing a Scale Bearer.
Oh god. And is he going to pick the clutch? No. Ranger. First Ranger of the day.
No, 2nd. RZD.
Oh yeah, that doesn't count.
Wow, all right. Tell me how you really feel.
No, I'm joking.
No, I got to talk to him earlier after the match.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "So Jeff, how'd you like my play?" Because he calls me Jeff because he's a dick. No, but I think he said he didn't know that they changed the Dire Orb. So that you need to be like directly in them to kill them.
Yeah,
with the telefrag.
The picks he was picking was literally from 3 months ago, which was the standard pickups. But nevertheless, interested to see. He's
happy to be here.
Yeah, but this map in particular is actually very viable, I feel, because the Dire Orb has that great utility in the kind of cross-level area. So with the vertical level as much as the horizontal, making it very powerful for moving around the map and gives you great maneuverability.
I keep thinking those are Doritos coming out of the middle of the logo. I don't know why.
The one element of Ranger I don't see people using enough is the rocket jump, in that you take reduced damage.
Right.
I would love...
Clutch's old passive.
Sorry?
One of Clutch's old passives.
More or less, but yeah, I mean, I would love to see more people using that.
Well, it's going to be... Looks like Ranger off the bat here for Cooler. And Nick's starting off with Hal. As we make our way here onto our 2nd map, Blood Covenant, with Cooler up 1-0 in the series. Again, a much-needed victory for him because he has to play against Kilson next. Then again, also a much-needed win for Hal as he's up against off air. Again, most of these matches are being... Well, I'm being told these matches are being recorded and will be put up on some sort of platform.
Yeah, disclaimer, that's
wow.
Doing it.
20 HP already. Cooler's just going to get out immediately here with the Dire Orb, and Hal's been forced to pick up a couple of these orbs. The heavy armor was picked up by, I believe, Cooler, and the Mega Health still is available to be taken.
Yeah, this that kind of side corridor is a trap area Cooler loves to hang around in. It's something Razy we see love to hang around in. It's a very common area when you're on the defense to try and retreat to as well, so not unusual to see common. Extremely aggressive, hitting just enough, knocks Hal up. Nice and lucky anyway.
And notice he has no Ghost Walk either, so there's no chance to escape. 13 HP left for Cooler, and Hal will get the shot with the rocket. Only has 7 HP left, but he does get the first frag he needs, maybe to get some momentum here against Cooler. And he doesn't have a lot of HP left, though. Cooler's going to force the fight. He doesn't have Ghost Walk anymore. Does pick up the Mega Health at a perfect time, though, and hits Cooler again with a direct rocket. There we go. Hal starting to show up in the series now, up against Doomslayer, and hits a rail off the bat. Hal is going crazy.
Yeah, this is just the start he needed. A little bit of luck, but Also feeling his way in and starting to hit a few shots, and showing that he's got good reads on Cooler. I think he could definitely move in for the kill.
He's looking for it, hits another rail. Fisticuffs have come out, but the Rocket is going to be better than Fists, and Hal gets a 3-0 victory against Cooler on our first round.
Not bad, young Hal. Cooler does not look happy though.
That just seemed like one of those rounds where it was just like it was a constant snowball, and like Cooler just could not get footing.
Yeah, I mean, Cooler kind of laid his own fate, rushing in with the Anarchy and not hitting enough. But Hal just did well when given the opportunity.
Yeah, let's see if Hal can keep this pace up, though. Has no rail, he has an LG right now. Very rough pickings, very slim pickings for Hal as he's trying to transition out to the railgun. Now he's got to be even more careful since Cooler has been able to spot him going that direction. You can see Cooler's been able to run around the corner as well. So Hal, smartly enough, backs off, takes the rocket launcher for free, and now gets the rail a couple seconds later.
Yep. Good play, just playing nice and patient, listening to where Cooler was pursuing him and just altering the direction of play.
So now Hal knows the Mega Health has been taken. They're actually really close in timing. Too close to pick up both, obviously. And you mentioned before about Cooler in some of these corridors playing the fight, playing the surprise game, and he has been spotted out. The Dire comes in, but Hal gets the better of him. Hal just reading into that really well, getting the shot around the corner first.
Yeah, it's always suspicious as a player.
Oh! We've heard about flick rails, but what about flick rockets? Cooler, I don't think he can even believe that shot on Hal. He's on a tear.
Hal, look at how confident he looks now, strafing around the map, spamming out the corridors. It's always a good sign when you as a lesser opponent feel that you're beginning to get the kind of the read on your opponent. Wow, that was close.
These rockets coming in. Cooler has a lot of HP. Ghostwalk 1 second. He's, oh, all right. Has been able to use it. Has been able to get away. Gonna go for the rail and then escape. So again, a lot of extra damage being done. Heavy armor up in 4 seconds time. But again, Hal doesn't have a lot of HP. He can't survive a rail, and Cooler's gonna just jump straight into him here.
Yeah, Cooler takes no prisoners when it comes to items. He will put his life on the line to secure them and pressure you off the map, because when he has that stack, he's now not afraid to really get in your face and close you down. So Hal has to be particularly careful, and this is great. Playing in the corridor, coming from behind.
Oof.
Just in time with the Ghost Walk.
Used yet again here. Cooler, though, has an opportunity to still finish off this frag. 100 damage done from that shot. Used the double jump to get back up, or the wall jump to get back up for a rail shot. Misses that. But Cooler closes that out and finally stops the rot now, as he gets some sort of semblance of control back in this round.
Yeah, Cooler coming in from the only direction that Hal wouldn't have expected him.
Oh!
Nice.
Like 110, casual 110 damage. As now Hal has to completely give up ground here and back away. Oh, he knows exactly where he is. And the rocket will connect. That's a lot of damage, and Cooler has tied things up now.
Yeah, taking control. This is where it gets difficult for Hal, because Hal, as we said, has really great aim. And when he is in control, seems particularly comfortable, but the problem is getting control and dealing with Cooler when he's out of it. So, and he's on a Scare Bearer, so he just wants to make life doubly as hard for himself.
When they write the novel about Hal during this tournament, I'm going to say all the odds were against him, against Cooler. He even picked Scale Bearer to make his struggles even harder. But let's see if he can finish this verse with a victory here in this round. So Cooler wants to go on the chase a little bit. Again, the Scale Bearer gets around the... Oh, Bull Rush has come through, and Cooler stands his ground, hits the first rocket, gonna miss the second follow-up. We'll get the final kill, and we'll take 3 kills in a row straight.
Yeah, it was kind of a bit scary there for a second, as it felt like Hal was going to take a quick 2-0 lead, but now it's stabilized. Yeah, Hal's going to be a little bit concerned, and Cooler doesn't really look phased either way.
Round 3, fight.
Barrier there. Look just
Great
like
analysis of that, of that cosplay. There's a lot of people actually cosplaying here. We've seen a lot of orcs. We've seen a lot of comic book heroes.
Oh, nice read.
And now we're seeing another rocket from Cooler, who's looking to take no prisoners. Trying to show maybe it's a little bit of a fluke that Hal did get a control, or a bit of control in the map. But Hal's gonna have to do it here with a champion down, and he's in a really rough position. Machine gun coming out, but fights from the low ground, most importantly.
Yeah, I think Cooler thought he was a little bit
lower than he actually was.
Yeah, switched slightly too early, I felt, but Hal with a double rail, you don't usually expect that in Quake Champions. Nice rail there.
And a Cooler on. I thought he was going for the chase there. It looks like he was actually just backing off, I guess. Maybe just misread the direction. The Cooler was going, but we can see they're going to be trading items again, both on opposite sides of the map.
Yes, Hal standing here for a good 10 seconds or so is a period of time where he could have got on and pressured that heavy armor instead, because he didn't really need to pick it up immediately. Nevertheless, still secured an item.
Yeah, using that pause betrayal. Expecting Cooler to be over towards the rail, and he was right, just a little bit too early there. And Cooler's just now immediately backing away. Pickups coming back up again. They're going to trade them, as we just previously saw.
Yeah. Both players not really that interested in fighting for that stack. Cooler without a lightning gun as well. Doesn't feel like he even needs it, apparently.
I mean, yeah. It's going to be tough against the light champions, I guess.
It's true. But then he has a scale bearer coming up as well. So.
That's true. Very good point. Ooh, that rail. That was a great little flick there out of Cooler, but can he follow up with another? Injection has been popped. He has no armor. He is railable. Unable to pick him up. And Hal was trying to cut him off here. Again, trading the items. Cooler arriving a little bit early to the heavy armor.
Oh yeah, I would definitely would like to see Hal put a little bit more pressure on if he's not getting pursued on his items. If Cooler's not around, it's obvious what he's going to be doing, because at the moment he's doing the right things. He's hitting good shots and keeping Cooler on the back foot, but then he's not pursuing in any way, which allows Cooler just to re-stack up and resets the match when he could be getting on top.
Oh, going for the rail in point blank, close proximity, and Cooler will get the better of him. Better, I guess, reaction in terms of the weapon he had out. But now it's going to be Scale Bearer versus Anarchy. And a Doomslayer to follow up with.
Yeah, it's not a good position to be in.
And why do you think Hal's playing Scale Bearer? Because it's not the first time we've seen it today. He did, I believe he used it before, if I'm not mistaken. Why do you think we're seeing it? Just because it's something a champion you feel like he feels like he's really good on?
Yeah, I mean, it's something he's obviously practiced a lot, a bit of a comfort. I know Sturmy in particular liked the champion a lot, and so obviously he's taken a cue, probably discussing those ideas with Sturmy. It has its uses, but...
Oh no, Cooler gave up a little bit early on the Mega Health. Okay, he's going back now.
It has its uses, it's just, again, very particular to play.
It needs to be like a Bull Rush and a Berserk at the same time, and they punch and charge each other to kill each other. Well, that's going to be the Bull Rush coming through, but nowhere near where Cooler will actually be on the map. But he's got the health pool to work with, at least.
But he's got just over a minute, so pressure is slightly on Hal to make something happen.
LG does knock him away. Rockets coming through, and Cooler still seem to be very confident continuing to go for that battle. Like I said, 1 minute remaining now, needs to find a frag. Mega Health comes in, hits it direct, can he get the second, knocks him into the air, but he kills himself on accident, and Hal will drop the next round here, and Cooler's 1 round away from taking his first victory here in this tournament. We'll have the Italian Esports Open 2017 in the Esports Cathedral, Church of St. Romano.
Fight.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Really cool.
Thanks, man.
That's all right.
Glad I got your seal of approval.
It's always a beneficial thing to have. Well, he's been found here. Now he's in a little bit of trouble because he's got no weapons to work with.
Yeah, I don't know if the heavy machine gun's going to be enough. Cooler again, starting off on the Ranger. Hasn't been that successful on it. Been pushing in and was able to dodge out some damage that Hal was thrown out with the rockets. Now the LG can be picked up by Hal, going to retreat away over towards the Mega Health. And look at this, Cooler going for the fight right away too, realizing this. And they forced him to use the Ghost Walk, but I believe he did pick up the Mega Health and just took damage thereafter.
That was a nice play by Cooler, throwing out the Dire Orb. So why he did that was trying to cover 2 bases. So he waited till the very last second to see where Hal appeared. And if he didn't see him appear, he could fly to Dire Orb, which is exactly what he did.
Yes, nice damage off for 2 rockets, but now it's been forced away. The Dire comes through, gets behind him. Able to get the follow-up kill. Cooler very low in health as well. 35 HP for Hao is going to have to retreat away immediately. The heavy armor is going to be up in 5 seconds time. He's going to have the opportunity to pick it up. The problem is he's not going to have Ghost Walk to escape this position, and Cooler can easily push this and will do just that and get the kill.
Yeah.
Hao connects a nice rocket, yes, but one rocket won't be enough with the pool of health that Cooler's had.
There's no way he should really be there. As you said, without the Ghost Walk, it's a death trap. You're so open, and at the end of the day, you just need to assume that Cooler's going to be there. So, just simple mistake.
All right, well, one champion up, 2 more to close out the game. Now he's got a lot of control here. You mentioned before, you know, Cooler being one of those players who's just so good at getting control and kind of maintaining control of all those major pickups around the map. And Hao's gonna have to just find his way out of this hole that he's been put into.
Yeah, you can see the emphasis. Nice rail there. That means Cooler's going to have to back off. He probably can't commit for the Mega at all. Important rail. And that's what you need to do. Just pick them around the item. Stop him from getting that momentum. That's exactly what allowed Hal to get into this game now.
Oh.
Nice.
Again, these rails coming in huge for Hao. He's got the HP to work with. He's got Cooler as well. The Daru comes in to save his life, though. That was almost certain death. Good job by Cooler to escape. Heavy arm now being picked up. And Hao, the control we just talked about for Cooler, has been switched around to this man. But he's going to need at least 1 frag, and he's got 2.5 minutes to do it. He knows Cooler's directly under him, trying to predict this movement out of this player.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he presumes Cooler picked up the Mega. It looks like he did. And Cooler just backs off for it now.
It's maybe a little bit of a misplay, maybe a misread.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was good play in pursuing Cooler when he was weak, but he needed to retreat for that Mega when he couldn't find it.
Or comes back in. Heavy armor has been picked up, and still just going back to trading these items 1 for 1. And maybe he's here a little bit early. The rocket does land a second as well, doing a lot of damage. He can't hit the mid-air. Connects it direct. And Hao again, can't force this fight. And Cooler being ever so close to being railable there too. Just had slightly enough HP. Yeah,
but Hao being so low, there was pretty much 0 chance he was ever going to peak.
Heavy armor's up. He's going to try to go for it. Imagine Dark comes through and he steals it away. And now where's your escape? He's got his plasma trail to jump. Start to run. I'm not going to use it just yet, and that could have been the rail to end things for Cooler. He's got the time on Mega Health, though, and to dance around this for Hao is going to be so difficult to do. But luckily for him, Cooler has missed a lot of his shots, and now he's pushing into him with the lightning gun. 26 HP left. Nailgun even comes out for Hao, trying to look for this frag. The Dorb has come in just to buy a little bit of time. It looks like he might be able to escape, but the LG comes in, and Hao gets the kill.
What a read.
Tying things up now.
Not falling for the double fake and diving in. Instead, waiting to the last second because he realized he had the speed to catch up if he didn't go to it.
Just look at how Hao plays. Whenever he gets a kill, he just gets so quick around the map, and like you can see the confidence that he has once he does that. Otherwise, he's playing a little bit slow, a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, and exactly. He needs to find that balance in the period where he's not in control.
Ooh,
because that's the most important period of the game, really.
Ooh, he's getting so close. Connected to what, 3 of those nails. Who's gonna hit the heavy armor, but we're gonna hit sudden death most certainly. 10 seconds left to go. And now, yeah, look at how, I mean, after he didn't, you know, pick up another kill here, he's playing a lot more safer.
That's
nice playing both extremes, I guess.
Ouch! Really nice use of the plasma drill. Bit silly of a Cooler just trying to dive in.
Rocket connects. He's got the rail now, most importantly, where I think Hao's been mostly successful. I think that's probably one of his best weapons he's been using in this matchup against Cooler. Where Cooler's rockets have been really on form for him. He also has the stack too. He's got the timing on both pickups. Cooler's gonna try to, I think, well, Cooler should know heavy armor when it was picked up, but Mega Health, I think this will be a little bit of a different story. As you can see, he's already out of position for that anyways.
He has heard it now, so he knows exactly where Hal is. He also means he has a timing if it comes up again.
Just looking for those rails. We've just been relatively unsuccessful with them. This is Hao's chance to stay alive. He needs to get this kill. He'll be down 0-2 in groups. Same for Cooler, though. Currently at 0-1. Let's be able to pick up his first victory of the tournament, and the nail gun coming out. Mega Health up in 1 second time. Not really seeing much damage being traded here, ZSX, though.
No. Hal's doing a great job of actually taking advantage of the position, holding the high ground, and as you said, keeping Cooler to rail fights, because for me, that's exactly where he has an advantage.
Well, Rocket going to be coming out, switching over the rail, connects the first shot, looking for the follow-up here. Cooler is killable, and he gets it. Hal in sudden death. We'll take another round now. We'll not go so quietly into this gentle night.
That's by far the best round he's had. Yeah, I mean, he was aware of what Cooler was trying to do. He kept good positioning on the defense. When he was weak, he kept out of sight, and then kept to that rail game.
Here you go, back into it. Final round of our second map of the series. Ranger v Nyx. I actually like the way we've seen Hal play the Nyx. Some of his wall jumps to look for like the rocket followed up by a rail on the pillars in Mega Health Room. Definitely,
yeah. Quite inventive, to be sure. That sounded so British.
Well, he gets a nice shot there. Dower being used to pick up the Mega Health. At least get to the position to pick it up. I don't know, Hal's looking pretty good. He's looking confident. So he's definitely a lot deadlier when he does have that confidence on his side. Looks like he will run away from Cooler in the meantime. He doesn't have a lot of HP to work with here.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to as a newer player to the LAN environment, is trying not to be overwhelmed by changing the way you play too drastic.
Oh,
nice.
There you go.
You're going to be tentative, and obviously you shouldn't play, or depends on how you play in practice, but shouldn't be too over aggressive, but at the same time you need to be assertive. So it's a fine balance, really.
Cooler's sticking around a long time, enough time for 4 rails to go off here for Hal. Rocket's gonna come in, not gonna connect neither with a rail. Cooler's just dancing around him here. And there should be some decent damage being done. Wow, looking good.
Okay, we have a game. And he's caught him off the spawn. Does he know?
Now he does. No! Hal, what a shot out of that guy. Bounces him in there, finishes him off with the rail. We're going to a third map now here.
Oh, he looks so calm. Italian crowd's going happy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Definitely getting behind one of their hometown players here, or home country players. Well done. Considering, you know, how one-sided that first map was. Coming back strong, and I guess Cooler was showing, you know, really anyone could come out of this group.
Really, yeah. I mean, I don't envisage Cooler losing the next map, but if Ruins of Sarnath, assuming our, well, it might be Blood Run actually, I don't know.
I think it's Ruins of Sarnath.
I've given up.
So if Hal does beat Coolers here, Cooler then has to beat Kilson to go 1 and 2.
Well, yeah, Cooler will be out, I think.
I think he might be, because then it's Hal versus Claws, and both of them are 1 and 1. Would be 1 and 1.
Yeah.
So winner of that would go through.
Yeah, so Cooler will be out.
So if Cooler has to pick up this round, this map, to keep his tournament hopes alive. I never would have thought I would say, you know, no offense to Hal, but I think there was a clear difference of top 3 from each group. But Hal has really shown up in this matchup so far, and maybe he can take the momentum of that into his next match versus Claws. Okay. Need the kiss cam.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, actually, I'm a little scared because if they had one of those, they might put it on us, and then, I mean, well, then we would have to do it, right? Then you'd have no excuse to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason.
Jeff.
You're looking pretty slim, though. I'll give you that.
Slim.
Yeah, looks like you lost a little bit of weight.
It's because I didn't get fed.
I was the only one noticing that. You know, people on stream noticed.
Well, that I look thin.
Yeah, you're looking thinner.
Don't get fed in this place. Need some more food.
You had like 2 whole meals for lunch, and you're saying you're not getting fed.
It's my first lunch. I need another.
Oh,
lunch.
right. Yeah, it's like, you know, second breakfast, second lunch.
Exactly.
Third dinner.
It is Ruins of Sarnath. Okay, cool. Second lunch.
You know how much of the budget they had to like put aside just for your food?
Not enough, apparently.
Looks like Nyx will be picked up here off the bat here for Hal, and Cooler will be picking up the Anarchy. So we're into Sarnath. If we look at the map, we think it favors in terms of play style.
I mean, for me, it plays not in a super similar way, but more like Blood Covenant than any other. Clutch is an interesting pick. It's definitely viable. And the counter clutch, as we said before. But it's also one of those. I think it's a lot. It is difficult to plan this map. There's a lot of time shards. There are areas for you to hide out, but it's also it is quite open in places. So
I feel like that's a very like railable map as well.
not as much as Blood Covenant,
Okay.
but more than Blood Run, for instance.
I think that's where like Howl's success has been coming from, is these rails,
Yeah, for sure.
is his hit scan. Even his LG's been pretty spot on, and I mean Cooler had some really good rails in the first map, but ever since then he's been relatively quiet. He's been more edging towards the rocket launcher.
Rails in the first map.
Yeah, I believe he's using.
Corrupted Keep.
Oh no, yeah, never mind. Why do I in my head see him as hitting rails? I don't know. So it's rockets the whole series. Thank you for
okay.
catching that one.
It's okay.
I knew you were more than just a pretty face
But
and a skinny body.
I mean, I think Cooler, hey, he took his foot off the pace a little bit, but no, when it got towards the end of the round, he was definitely playing seriously. And Hal stepped up to the plate, and if he can continue that momentum on, and as you said, continue hitting those rails, then there is zero reason why he wouldn't be able to take this game off Cooler.
Well, here we go. Low into the third map. Runes of Sarnath tied at 1 apiece. The second 3-mapper we've had so far today. And Hal will be on the blue side, starting with Slash, and Cooler will be starting with Clutch. And Cooler already given his position away, but that shield coming out immediately here.
Hal's in a lot of trouble. Getting cornered by the Clutch with the shield up is, again, as just almost definite doom.
Still got 30 seconds to go, though. 30 seconds of a window, but just look how
But there's a
200
lot of time
armor.
shards in this area. So he'd be pretty much back up after all of these. And
Look how quickly he's getting around this map,
trying
too.
to strangle Hal out. And so, again, he knows exactly what Hal wants, because with 15 seconds for major items, it must be the smaller ones. So he's just trying to get across to all of them.
Sorry, so if the major items are on cooldown, you typically want to protect the smaller items.
Yeah.
I just thought it was another, like, he's playing for the win moment there. Maybe I misread into that.
Thanks.
Well, he's already taken a lot of damage, though. So Hal's been able to eat away at the stack that Cooler was able to secure. Again, Cooler back to that grind, back to that feast. And again, his shield almost up a second, or third time, actually. I think he actually lost track of him there.
Nice. I've never really seen anyone utilize the laser to such great advantage.
I think it's like his third kill with that, actually.
Been pretty useful.
And he's got a 2-kill lead now. It's going to be clutch v clutch. He doesn't have LG yet, though. And he actually might be punished. That was a 100 damage rocket, a fat rocket to the face.
And it knocks Hal well out of the way.
And there's the LG coming through. The shield's going to be used, and he gets the kill again.
Just though. That was pretty much the right play from Hal.
Okay.
I mean, it was forcing his hand a bit, but if there was a play to make, it would have been that. Because he had the shield up and he knew Cooler didn't. He had the rockets up, just missing out.
Round 2.
All right, we're going to the second round here. Again, starting with clutch here for Cooler, and Hal back on Slash. Gosh, just amazing how fast he is getting around this map. Yeah.
It's one of the things about Ruins is because it has large open areas, you can just get across the map super quickly.
Well, when you're the size of a refrigerator.
With wings.
With wings. Clearly he had his Red Bull.
He did.
And he's going to be pushing directly into him. Pops the shield right away. 100 damage rocket. And Hal doesn't have a lot of HP to work with. Is he going to do it again?
He is.
Oh, almost able to finish him off here, but he's just spamming these rockets away, and Hal has nowhere to run, but yet he's not dead. Cooler might have given him some ground to actually escape, and he has. Hal.
1 health. I can't even see his health on the health bar. Definitely 1 though.
Hal getting lucky that Cooler took his foot off the gas. He's able to just pick up some armor, pick up some health, and get himself back into this one.
Yeah, indeed. I'm very surprised Cooler didn't push in, but at the same time, he was sub 100. Any lucky rocket, less lucky when you're that big, is...
He's just big boned, or
he is.
big alloyed. I don't know what to call it. Ooh, nice little rail comes in. Again, where Hal was really successful in the last map. Pick next a second. But you can see how little that's really affected Cooler, though, in terms of his health bar.
Yeah, not a lot. Hey, what's the problem with the clutch? Again, now Hal, even this is one of the problems we saw on Corrupted Keep. as he moves in. Cooler pushing in, has the shield up. Can Hal sneak away? No, he can't. It's one of the problems we saw in Corrupted Keep is that Hal's doing a lot of good stuff. He's hitting some pretty great shots, but as soon as he does that, he needs to capitalize on his advantage in terms of positioning and picking up the items, because if he doesn't, particularly against Clutch, it's, I mean, you're always going to be struggling.
So Hal almost got killed there too. I think he dodged a direct rocket with his Ghost Walk that would have finished him off 100%. Tough if the pressure's on him. You don't want to be down 2 rounds when you're already tied in maps and you're playing on the last map, which could potentially knock you out of the tournament.
Yeah. But one of the things that Cooler's doing, again, well, which limits Hal's potential to do what I said before, is that even though Cooler is getting picked off with... Okay, that is with them.
Yeah.
Even though he is getting hit, he's pushing in still nonetheless, quite aggressively, to force Hal out of position. Great rocket. Which then means Hal has to retreat. Down to his final champion as well is Hal.
Stopwatch.
Well, let's see what he can do here. I mean, he has a chance to pick up heavy armor, but he's not able to actually get it here. Does have the LG, luckily. And you can see that Cooler doesn't, so he's been forced to use the nail gun for the most part. Switching to rockets, it's going to be shield v shield. Does get the bounce in the air and the follow-up and the cleanup. Who would have thought electricity, beats robots?
Prepare to fight.
Okay.
3.
I like it.
Yeah, that's my analysis of that.
Assuming it's electricity.
I mean, yeah, it's true. It's not milkshakes he's shooting at him.
If it was Overwatch, it probably would be.
Oh my god. I always love Monster Energy drinks.
I don't think many people will get that reference. We're back on what could be the final round with Cooler starting on the clutch again and Hal sticking with the slash. He's had problems. I don't think he's fragged clutch yet, so...
I think, though, his slash, when we've seen it be like really successful, is when he's able to get one of those first frags and then he's able to finally get around the map and get comfortable. It seems like he's always playing scared sometimes on slash.
Yeah, it's a little bit like he's playing reactive, and he's hitting these awesome shots a lot of the time, and again, as we said, not being able to follow up, and it's almost not phasing Cooler because it's almost redundant damage. Yeah. Because then he's following up, picking back up items, and he's back to 200, 150. So it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, again, like that was like almost a 180 flick rail. Gets the shot, but Cooler is still healthy. He's still very healthy.
Yeah, Cooler's pushing in kind of like 5 seconds or so prior to the items to protect them. And that's why, as we said, it doesn't matter if he really takes that damage, because then he forces Hal away from being able to pressure the item at all.
Connects the first rocket. Ghost Walk is on cooldown. He's got to be very, very careful. He's been spotted out, and that's a shot that Cooler's not going to miss. Now 1 frag away from picking up his first victory here in the groups and also preventing himself from being guaranteed knocked out of the tournament.
Yeah, it's also Cooler's lifeline to keep in it as well, so making the group even tenser.
Clutch v clutch. I think Cooler's won every clutch v clutch battle between him and Hal so far.
I think you're right.
And the shield's already come out of Hal. A little preemptive there, but now Cooler has opportunity to play around this. He can get aggressive with his own shield if he wants.
Yeah, he's probably going to do it for this mega health as well. Hal needs to get away.
I love how calm he is right there. You see, he didn't even need to pop the shield. Just going to pick up he's going to just walk in and pick it up. Right under his nose. Robots don't have noses. There's a shield being popped, and he actually gets knocked away.
Yeah, that was an important rocket. Really important rocket. And for the first time, I think Hal can get on the major item for this map. If he wants to.
Well, I don't think he had the read on any of it.
And he did. So he did. That was the problem at the end of the day, in that his just game management in terms of when to go for items and when not to cost him a chance in that map. It was excellent towards the end of the second map, Blood Covenant, but almost non-existent on the first or third.
Well, I mean, Hal, sorry, he showed some signs of life there. It was good to see. Yeah. I feel like when he got control, like when he was getting the momentum, he was a completely different person.
Particularly his aim.
All right, we're going to interview right away, I guess. Nope, we're not. Yeah, we are.
Thank you very much, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, what an excellent match that was. Coolers, congratulations once again. The prediction before the start of the match, to an extent, was true. Pretty exciting series, but we have to talk about the clutch masterclass that you basically showed us just now. We hadn't seen him yet in the tournament. You bring him out and you made it look easy. I mean, talk us through that, because that was incredible.
Well, in past, I just build up my game with clutch, so I know how to play this character because, yeah, actually I've been playing clutch so long time before. But the case is, like, balance in the game, it's such strange at the moment. Even if you have like such a big advantage in your stack, it doesn't mean for you're gonna kill your enemy, because sometimes, you know, it comes something like random moments and stuff. But on the first map, I think it was pretty easy for me because this map doesn't have rail on it. So it's yeah, pretty easy to control the map and like don't be afraid about the rail. Yeah, but the second map was a little bit different story. So it's like super hard to play clutch on it at all. So I decided to play without clutch, and yeah, it came like a lot of like problems for me. But I don't know what to say about second map. Was many moments like randoms. Like I had such a big advantage in many moments, but still didn't get it. But also I want to say Hal, he had so good rail on that map. Yeah, and he was hitting such incredible shots sometimes. Even I was playing Anarchy, so yeah, he found a lot of good angles for himself. So yeah, he took the second map. But on the third map, yeah, it was yeah, kind of easy for me. Like most of the time, everything went on the right way for me, like how I wanted to be. So. Yeah, let's see what's going on in the next game against Kilson.
And we can look forward to seeing a little bit more clutch there as well?
Not sure about that actually, because top tier players, they actually know about strategy, how to play against clutch, like always take a distance, like using rail guns more, lighting gun more. So we'll see. It depends also on the map picks, you know. Like on Blood Covenant, I don't think I'm gonna pick clutch because it's very hard to play on that map. So many long distance there, so hard to play against rails, of course. And yeah, sometimes, you know, you have to go like on Mega, on Red, which means you are like kind of open for distance shots, for like taking a lot of damage. So it's pretty hard to play on it. So we'll see about maps first.
All right, well, we'll see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up one more time for Cooler's fantastic series from him there. And I'm sure the analyst desk will have a lot to say about that quite literal clutch play. Guys, over to you before the start of our next match.